Imagine holding a tiny penny in your hand, something so normal that most people wouldn't even stop to pick it up off the ground. Now imagine that same penny turning out to be worth more than a brand new luxury car, more than a year of rent, or even more than a full college education. That sounds crazy, right? But it's not, because today we're talking about one of the rarest coins ever found in modern pocket change, the 1982 D-era penny that has shocked collectors around the world. This one little coin has sold for huge amounts of money, like $125,000, $139,000, and some experts even estimate it could reach as high as $178,000 if the next one is ever found in perfect condition. That is life-changing money from something most people ignore every single day. Now before we dive deep into this amazing coin, imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer or shaking out a dusty jar of coins. Maybe you're rolling pennies at work or just sorting change for fun. Suddenly, you notice a penny from the year 1982. You look closer. It has a little D under the date, which means it was made in Denver. You think nothing of it at first. But then you check the details and your heart starts beating faster. Could it be the rare one? Could this tiny coin actually be worth more than $100,000? That is the magic of today's story, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to look for and why this coin is so unbelievably rare. You'll understand how one simple mistake at the US Mint created a coin so unique that only one confirmed example exists right now. And here's the best part, there is a real chance that more of these coins are still waiting to be found by people just like you. So let's go back in time for a moment, all the way to the year 1982. This was not a normal year for pennies. In fact, it was one of the most chaotic and confusing years in the entire history of the Lincoln cent. For decades, pennies were made out of 95% copper. That gave them a warm, rich color and a slightly heavier feel. But there was a problem, the price of copper was rising fast, and the US Mint realized that each copper penny actually cost more to make than 1 cent. So the Mint made a huge decision. They planned to switch from copper pennies to pennies made mostly of zinc. These new zinc pennies would be cheaper to produce. They would still look the same on the outside because they were coated with a thin layer of copper, but they would weigh less and feel different. Because of this change, 1982 became a very unusual year. Instead of just one type of penny, the Mint made several different types. Some were made of copper. Some were made of zinc. Some had a large date. Some had a small date. And they made them at different mints, like Philadelphia and Denver. Most collectors know that there are 8 regular types of 1982 pennies. But the rare one we are talking about today should not have been made at all. According to the Mint, it was impossible. And yet it exists. That rare coin is called the 1982 D small date copper penny. The reason it is so special is simple. Denver was only supposed to make zinc pennies with the small date design. They were not supposed to use any more copper planchets at that time. A planchet is a blank metal disc that becomes a coin after it is stamped. During the switch from copper to zinc, the Mint tried to remove all the old copper planchets. But somehow, at least one copper planchet slipped through and got struck with a small date die in Denver. This created a coin that should never have existed. And because it was never meant to exist, it became one of the rarest pennies in all of US coin history. For many years collectors wondered if this coin was real or just a rumor. People searched their coins, but nobody could prove anything. Then one day, a collector found one that looked suspicious. He sent it to a major grading company called NGC, and the experts studied it closely. They checked the weight. A copper penny weighs 3.11 grams, and a zinc penny weighs only 2.5 grams. This coin weighed exactly 3.11 grams. They examined the design and confirmed it was a small date. They checked the metal, the edges, the mint mark, everything. After a full inspection, they certified that this coin was absolutely real and absolutely unique. That was the moment the coin world exploded with excitement. Because a coin like this is not just rare. It is one-of-a-kind rare. It is something collectors dream about but almost never get to own. That is why the value is so huge. A coin like this does not have a normal price. It is worth whatever the highest bidder is willing to pay. And because there is only one known example, the bidding can get intense. That is where those giant numbers come in. This coin has been valued at $125,000. Some sales have suggested prices near $139,000. And experts say that if another one is found in perfect condition, it could easily reach $178,000 or even more. That is the power of rarity. Now let's talk about how to recognize this rare penny, because you might actually find one if you know exactly what to look for. First, check the date. It must say 1982. Second, look under the date for the letter D, which stands for Denver. Third, the date must be the small date style, not the large date. The small date design has thinner numbers and a different shape on the number 2. Fourth, and most important, the coin must weigh 3.11 grams, because only a real copper penny weighs that much. If your penny weighs 2.5 grams, it is zinc and not the rare one. So many people check the date and the mint mark but forget about the weight. The weight is the key to everything. And now for the most exciting part. Even though only one 1982 D small date copper penny is confirmed, it is very possible that others exist. Think about it. In 1982 the mint made billions of pennies. This one rare coin was made completely by accident. The leftover copper planchet slipped into the wrong batch. That means it is not impossible that another copper planchet was also struck the same way. Maybe one went into circulation and nobody noticed. Maybe it is sitting in a jar, a drawer, a piggy bank, a coin roll from the bank, or a forgotten box in someone's closet. The truth is, most people never look closely at their pennies. So if even one more of these coins is found, the discovery would be huge. It would make national news. Collectors would go wild. And the person who finds it could walk away with more than $100,000. This possibility is what makes this story so exciting. It turns an everyday object, something as simple as a penny, into a treasure hunt. It reminds us that history is not just in museums. Sometimes history is hiding right in our pockets. The fact that the mint said this coin should not exist makes it even more mysterious and thrilling. Mistakes like this almost never happen, and when they do, they become legends. Imagine finding a coin like this yourself. You check the date. You see the D. You feel the weight in your hand. You put it on a scale. It reads 3.11 grams. Your breath catches. Your hands shake a little. You start thinking about what this could mean for your life. Maybe you could pay off debt. Maybe you could buy a car. Maybe you could help your family. Maybe you could start a business. That is the power of this one small piece of metal. And that is why so many people watch videos like this to learn, to search, and to dream. The story of the 1982 D small date copper penny continues to inspire collectors today. People search bags of coins from banks. They use digital scales to weigh every 1982 penny they find. They share discoveries and talk about the possibilities. And everyone hopes that the next big discovery is still out there waiting for someone who refuses to give up. The fact that only one has been found so far just adds to the excitement. It makes the chase even more thrilling. It means whoever finds the next one will join a very small group of people who have held a true modern treasure. And the best part? Anyone can search. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be a professional. You just need patience, curiosity, and a little bit of luck. Some of the most valuable coins in history were found by everyday people checking their change. That could happen to you, too. So the next time you find a penny from 1982, don't ignore it. Don't toss it aside. Take a moment to look closely. Check the date. Check the mint mark. And if it's a Denver penny, weigh it. Because if you find the second known 1982 D small date copper penny, you might be holding a $125,000 treasure. Maybe even a $139,000 treasure. And if it's in perfect condition, maybe just maybe a $178,000